From the moment you boot into Mindwave's main menu, you already know you're in for an incredible experience. From the aesthetic to the music to the whole vibe it's giving off. It feels like a cartoon from the 2000s kicked onto overdrive, and I absolutely love everything about that. Mindwave is a game from indie developer Hollowhammer, which is unhinged in the best way possible. Inspired by games like WarioWare and Rhythm Heaven, it intends to take that idea of micro games that are mixed to music and aesthetics, and then, you kind of go through them over and over again as it speeds up and gets more intense. And it tries to mix that with abstract art, unique art inspired by things like Amori or Invader Zim, and I imagine countless more aesthetical styles, if you will, that will come when the game's full release happens. Right now, we only have the demo on Steam, which is free, and I will have linked in the description along with the game's Kickstarter page. I do want to say, I'm not sponsored or anything. I just saw a video of the game on TikTok and Instagram, and I was really blown away by it, and I really loved the demo when I played through it. I've put about 2.5 hours into it, playing the endless mode over and over, and replaying the campaign and talking to different characters, so take that all with a grain of salt. I'm kind of biased towards these type of games. I love really abstract art indie games. But that being said, let's talk about what I loved about Mindwave. The basic plot of Mindwave is there is a tournament happening for the game Mindwave, held at the company's tower who owns that game. And everybody signs up by getting a platinum ticket that they've won for one reason or another, and they can enter the tournament to win money. This is done by entering into an elevator, jacking into the neural port in the back of your head, and entering your opponent's mind. You will then play mini games within their brain, which is an art style based around the person's personality. We only really have one level so far, and that is for the character Abby in the game, who you've probably seen in the trailers if you've seen those. She is a pastel, bubblegum, happy, bubbly girl who loves all the good sides of life and has now snuck away to enter this tournament without telling her parents and hopes they'll forgive her when she wins the cash prize. Going up against Abby is a great experience because it gives you a taste of what Mindwave is going for. You get a little bit of this as well in the tutorial when you jump in and you see yourself within your own mind and you get to see the inside of Pandora's head, who is our main character. I think I said that already. If I didn't, whoops. This stark artistic contrast is really where Mindwave shines. It takes this idea, almost how the modern Doom games took FPS, and where they say, hey, we're going to ratchet the insanity of a first-person shooter to 11. Just continuous action, continuously running around to where you feel like your brain is being fully maximized. You are filling every single nook and cranny inside of your head in order to do this. That is what Mindwave feels like it's doing for games like WarioWare, rhythm games, sort of micro games. It is trying to push everything to 11. I can't speak today. Every single thing about it is unhinged, as I said, in the best way. The art style, constantly jumping from pastel to, abstract black and white art to, wholesome mini games to edgy mini games, and all while having the story tension of what's really happening at this company. Where do opponents go when you defeat them? Do they die? Do they get their brains kidnapped? What's going on? You feel this tight edge the whole time, and much like the opening intro of the game when you boot up the main menu, you feel your brain being scrambled by the experience, and that almost immerses you in an even better way. Mindwave does a great job of not making you realize that you're playing a game, despite it's so insane. There's just so much going on that you can't help but be invested instantaneously. The psychotic nature of everything that it's doing is its strongest benefit. Now, obviously, this could all be better if we had more levels, but again, it's just a demo right now, and there's not a ton to experience. There's a couple of extra mini games you get if you go into endless mode that aren't in the story mode that I think are associated with the tower. Not entirely sure. But I still think you've got a really solid set, and it makes endless mode quite fun currently. I really enjoyed going through that multiple times, or just sitting with friends and trying to beat my high score. It was really fun, and encouraging them to pick it up, I feel like they slowly start to experience that too, and now we're kind of competing a little bit, and it's a good time. I really enjoyed that about the game. To be able to reach such a level of diversity in minigames, while only having a fraction of what the full game is offering, along with, I believe they announced they're going to do some DLCs with extra characters, I can't help but be thoroughly excited for Mindwave. I think as the world goes forward, there will be a huge rise in indie games as prices go up for games and, the economy gets worse. It's not to get political. As times get tough, it can be hard to afford things, and gaming has always been a kind of expensive hobby, which is very unfortunate. And that's why I think, the rise of free-to-play games has been so big. And I feel like, on top of that, people who want these single-player experiences will start to lean towards indie studios like Hollowhammer. And what they're offering is an incredibly unique, wholesome, and unhinged experience that anybody, I think, could jump into and really enjoy. And it's at an affordable price point, as far as I can tell. I believe it's going to be $15, or at least that's what it says on their Kickstarter to get a copy of the game and support them. So I imagine it'll be around $15. That's so much more affordable than a big AAA game, and I guarantee you could have a lot more fun with a game like this than you would Assassin's Creed 38. There goes my Ubisoft sponsorship. Things like the music. I've heard music by Dorcas64, for example, before, but the nature of what Mindwave is doing and how diverse it can be and how it's literally Pandora's box. Get it? It's all open and out there. You're able to have such a wide array of different things going on. Sort of like the unhinged playlist that you have on your Apple Music or your Spotify, where you go, oh, hey, I've got this wide array of songs that are all different genres, but somehow I've crafted it in a way that just works. That is the best way I can describe Mindwave. In my head, the idea of clashing art styles, differing aesthetics, cartoon influences from the 2000s, along with itch.io RPG Maker horror game influences on the flip side, that shouldn't work in the back of your mind. And yet, you boot up Mindwave, and it just does. And I feel like that's because of passion. The passion of these devs shines through in this game, even in its demo, and I can't wait to see what they're doing moving forward, because it's absolutely palpable and absolutely stunning to check it out. So, have you played the Mindwave demo? Let me know. And what are some other indie games I should cover? Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and it really lets me know what you guys want to see. So, at the end of the day, thank you all so much for watching. Go play great games, go have a good time, and get ready to scramble your brain with Mindwave when it fully releases. Peace and love, everybody. See ya!